Hello, everybody, and welcome to our session today on an introduction to guidance resources. My name is Robert Armstrong, and I am a project manager here at ComPsych working in our learning and organizational excellence team. Thank you for being here today. I wanted to walk through a few steps before we jump into the content, just to make sure all of us are on the same page. So just to get started, you'll probably notice that you are in the session currently muted, and you do not have access to your camera. So that is something that we have set up to eliminate any background noise and any distractions. But I do want to assure you that today's session will be interactive, and I encourage you to interact directly with me throughout today's session. So if you look in the upper right corner of your platform today, you should see a little box with a question mark in the title, and that question mark allows you to ask questions, to send those over to me. So as we go through our session today, I want to remind you to be interactive. If there are questions that you want to ask, things you want to learn, go ahead and throw some of that information in the questions tool, and I'll make sure that I address that as we maneuver through today's presentation. Just to ensure that it's working on your side and you're familiar with it, why don't you drop your favorite song at the moment, put that in the questions tool, and I can go ahead and see if it's working and you can all hear me. If songs aren't necessarily your forte, you can go ahead and put your location in there as well. I see one person mentioned there's too many to pick. I know I'm the exact same way. If you ask me to name my favorite song, my first thought is what genre. I see some people dialing in from Nebraska. Obviously, of course, one person, may be in one of those cities called Omaha. So good to see that the chat and the Q&A is working. Thank you, everybody, for that answer there. So today's session will be covering the guidance resources experience. And so what that means is we'll be covering, what is an employee assistance program and what benefits do you have available for you, within your organization. And so, as I mentioned, I want today's session to be interactive. So I'm going to go through the benefits and talk about things in a very sort of direct approach. But if there are things that might sound confusing for you or you need examples, feel free to drop that into the Q&A tool, and I'll make sure I address that with the entire team. So again, please feel free to interact. I want to make this session about you so that you feel comfortable walking away from our session today being as much of an expert as I am in our services here at ComPsych within the Guidance Resources Program. So just so I don't distract you with this, I'm going to go ahead and come off camera, and then I'll jump right into the presentation. So thanks everyone for your patience. So as we talk about today's program, I want to give you a general overview of what is ComPsych, what do we do, and how do we operate. So we were founded in 1984, so we've been in business for over 40 years, and we're the largest provider of EAP services in the world. And again, for those who maybe don't know, EAP is Employee Assistance Program. We offer benefits, mental health benefits, financial, legal benefits, and services to over 139 million people around the world. We've serviced over 68,000 organizations, and we're located in over 200 countries. Of course, today we're talking about the United States, but I wanted you to have that background just to show you that we are the leading expert in our field, and we have a lot of services that focus on counseling, legal and financial assistance, and other wellness services available as well. We're also the leading provider of critical incident services worldwide as well. So that means if there ever is a tragedy, a current event, something that requires a counselor to come on site to debrief, we also offer those types of services as well, and we're the leading provider in that field. Now, as we talk about the program today, I'm going to refer to it as Guidance Resources. That's our name for the program and all of the benefits that fall underneath that. And so while I'll be covering all of these benefits in the next 20 to 30 minutes, I'm going to give you a very fast overview of what these benefits are and then break them down one by one. So, part of this program that you have access to includes confidential counseling on personal issues. We offer legal information and resources, financial information, resources, and tools. And of course, we have a very awesome website with a lot of real features that you can use in real time. So, before we jump into what these benefits are and how they work, I first wanted to really stress an important point. In fact, if there's one thing that you take away from our training today and our overview, I do hope that it's this, which is that our program here at ComPsych is strictly confidential. What that means is that no one will know that you've utilized this service unless you choose to share that with them. So we maintain confidentiality, and all of our records are maintained here at ComPsych. So what does that mean for you? What that means is that all of our information is not handled by a third-party vendor. It's not sitting in some office across the country where we have no access to it. Everything is maintained in-house and everything is confidential. So nothing is shared back with the employer as far as who is utilizing this benefit. There are reports that are created and reports that are made that track things like utilization, but it does not get into any specifics about the who uses the services. And so I bring that up specifically because I know in many ways mental health can be a very stigmatized topic, and it's a very personal topic and a very personal journey as well. And we want to make sure that all of our users of our services understand that they can trust the benefit and understand that if they're calling in for mental health services or financial services or legal services, that information about the who is not sent back to the employer. And so again, these services are confidential. Another really great point that I hope you take away from our session today is not only are our services confidential, they're also available 24 hours a day, 365, 7 days a week. And so what I mean by that is you can call or log into our website at any point and you will receive assistance. So the fastest way, of course, for solutions is by calling this number here on the slide, 1-800-311-4327, or you can go to our website, which is guidanceresources.com, and you can sign up for an account to access our services utilizing this company web ID, GRS311. You can also download our mobile app, which is available on the App Store for Apple users or the Google Play Store for those who utilize an Android. Now, with that said, again, these services are 24/7, 365. And so I sort of want to walk you through, I do want to walk you through what this experience looks like for the user. So if you were to dial this phone number, what's going to happen is one of our guidance consultants is going to answer the phone. And to give you some background, all of our guidance consultants are master's level clinicians. That means when you dial into the services, you're talking to a clinician. Now, this clinician is not necessarily the clinician that you'll receive a referral to in the future, but the role of our guidance consultant is to help triage the need. So if you're calling in because you're stressed at work, or someone in your life may have passed away, maybe you're anxious about a promotion at work, or maybe you're anxious about your finances or a personal relationship, our guidance consultant's job as that master's level clinician is to help triage with you and figure out what it is that you need. Do you need short-term counseling? Do you need financial assistance, legal assistance? Or is it a combination of those things? So maybe you have anxiety that you should talk about with a clinician, but maybe that anxiety is coming from a financial issue that you're going through, and we can also connect you with one of our certified financial planners. So the job of our guidance consultant is to help triage with you and provide you with the real-time benefit that you need in that moment, and of course, providing you with a referral to that financial, legal, or clinical assistance you may need in the future. And again, this is 24/7, 365. You can call this phone number right here at any time. Now, I mentioned that triage, right? Where you call our phone number 24/7, 365, and you talk with one of our guidance consultants, who again is a master's level clinician. Um, when they make that determination of the benefit that you need, one of those benefits is confidential, can be confidential counseling. So just by being, a part of your organization and having access to these benefits, what that means for you is that you have access to 5 short-term counseling sessions, and that's 5 sessions per issue per year. I'm going to repeat that for emphasis because I do think it's important. It's 5 sessions per issue per year. And so what that means is when you call into our services and you're triaged with one of our guidance consultants, they're going to determine, oh, Robert's calling in today because Robert is anxious, or Robert is calling in today because he has grief. Robert's calling in today because he's having some partner and relationship issues. And so when that determination is made, we provide you with a referral to a local counselor in your area for 5 sessions. And so from there, you can, see through that referral, speak with the clinician in your local area, and they'll go ahead and set up those 5 sessions for you. And again, that's 5 sessions per issue per year. And that per issue per year is really important because what I want the team to understand is if you call in January and your issue is anxiety, and then in July someone in your life unfortunately passes away or is sick, or you've had to leave work on bereavement, things of that nature, that's a separate issue from that anxiety that could have been identified at the beginning of the year. And so what I really hope that you take away from this session is that the services are per issue per year. So even if you've used these services in January, if you have a new issue in July, you can still receive another set of those 5 sessions to a local counselor in your area. So again, if you ever feel the need, like you need this assistance, give a call to ComPsych, talk to our guidance consultant, and they'll help triage with you. A reminder that this service is free. There's no cost. It's confidential. So again, no one will know that you've used the service unless you choose to share it with them. And again, this is voluntary. So you don't have to utilize the services if you do not wish to. What I do want to be clear about, though, is that the short-term counseling that we offer is intended to address issues early. So what I mean by that is this is intended to be being used in an episodic way. So if you have stress about a work project, or you have stress about a promotion, maybe you're anxious because you're selling your house, or maybe someone in your life has passed away and you're experiencing grief, or maybe you're having a rough patch with your partner or your husband or your wife. It's intended, these short-term counseling sessions, to address those issues as they arise to better help see you through to that solution. What I do want to be clear about is that long-term counseling is somewhat different from what the short-term counseling that we offer. So long-term counseling is more something that's in the long term and something that is used in a continuing treatment for long-standing issues way. So that could be maybe you are in counseling for a specific type of, drug use or alcohol abuse, or maybe you need medication management, things of that nature. That's more of a long-term counseling care, and that's something that we would refer you to, back to your insurance benefit or other benefits that your organization may have. With that said, if you're calling in for a more long-term issue, that's not necessarily the end of the road. We have a lot of resources available here at ComPsych, and of course, we'll always make sure that we point you in the right direction. In addition to the confidential counseling, we also offer legal information and consultation. And I want to be very clear here that anyone that you speak to at ComPsych about these legal issues that you might see on the slide here, that's going to be a ComPsych employee. That's a ComPsych attorney, someone we've hired who works directly for ComPsych, which again, the Guidance Resources Program, offered by your organization. So when you call in to be triaged, if the need is legal in nature, you have unlimited access. So let me repeat that. You have unlimited access to one of our ComPsych attorneys. What that means is you call in, you're triaged, and an appointment is made for you to speak with one of our ComPsych attorneys on a variety of legal issues. That could be for family law. Maybe you are looking to create a will, or maybe you have questions about an existing will. Maybe you're thinking about bankruptcy. Maybe that's something you're thinking about. You are purchasing a home, or maybe you've experienced identity theft. What if you are dealing with an issue with your landlord, or you're looking at your new lease, your mortgage, and you need assistance on how to understand what you're looking at? Maybe you are an immigrant going through the naturalization process and you need help understanding the type of documents that you're looking at. You can call that same phone number that I spoke about earlier, and you can have an appointment set up with one of our ComSec attorneys. And whereas the counseling is per issue per year, the legal consultation is unlimited telephonic support. So that means you can call in at any time and make an appointment with one of our ComSec attorneys, and they'll be able to assist you and educate you on what you're calling in about. I also wanted to bring up that in the event you need something more in the long term, so you're thinking about, I want to retain an attorney for an issue, we can also make referrals to local attorneys in your area and set you up with a 30-minute consultation with the attorneys in our network. That is free. There is no cost involved in doing that and having that free consultation. That can be in person or virtual. And just because you're doing this through Guidance Resources, you'll also receive a 25% discount on legal fees should you retain that attorney that you met through the Guidance Resources program. So I'm really happy to talk about that. We also have the same thing, but when it comes to financial assistance. So here at ComPsych, we have an internal team of certified financial planners whose job it is to speak with those who have financial questions. So again, you call that toll-free number, and an appointment will be set up for you to speak with one of our certified financial planners, and they can talk about things with you like budgeting, income tax, credit cards, real estate, debt, retirement planning, and a whole lot more. This can be really great for those who maybe you're thinking about redoing your finances. Maybe you're thinking about paying off your credit card debt. Maybe you are someone who is in your mid 20s and you realize you spent a little bit too much a few years ago and you're trying to get back to a normal place. You can speak with one of our certified financial planners, and they can help educate you by giving you tools and resources so that you have the ability to pay off your debt or talk through your budget and things like that. So we have a team of financial planners who are more than happy to help you and are available for free through this program as well. And as I mentioned, this is a confidential service and it is objective. I will say with the financial piece, it's more about education and guidance, more so than, hey, what's a good stock to invest in? Or should I make this financial decision as far as, the stock market? It's less about that and more about providing you with guidance and real-time education for the everyday financial, assistance you might need. Again, bringing it back to budgeting, debt payoff, real estate, credit cards, loans, things of that nature. Now, I did talk about that phone number, right? That's a 24/7, 365 service, always answered by our master's level clinician. But in addition to the phone number that you have access to, you also have access to our website, which is guidanceresources.com. The website name is right here. And the website actually is probably one of my favorite parts of the program. For myself personally, I might be a victim of my generation. I don't love to speak on the phone. So for me, I'm more of a self-serve kind of person. So I really love our website because it allows you to do that. And so on the website, we have a lot of really cool resources like articles, on-demand trainings, podcasts, quizzes, guides, And these materials are often available on the website, pretty easily accessible. These are things that you can look up yourself. You can look up child care in your area, elder care in your area, attorneys and financial experts in your area, and we also offer some discounts as well from some of our partners, things possibly like pet insurance or things of that nature. Um, when you're ready to sign up for the website, and I highly encourage you, if you don't have an account already, I encourage you to do this. You'll go to the website guidanceresources.com. You'll click register. You'll take this company web ID that you see right here, that GRS311, and you'll go ahead and include that in this screen right here after you click register. You'll click register, and what that will do is bring up, it'll ask that you enter the first five letters of your organization name. You'll enter that in the SE, et cetera, et cetera. You'll enter that into your web ID here. You'll click register, and then what that's going to do is ask that you create a username for your account, a first name, a password, email address as well. You're verifying that you're at least 13 years of age, and that you have agreed to the terms and conditions. I do want to be clear that by being on the website is also confidential. So anything that you choose to use on the website, anything that you watch on the website, anything you just click on in the website, that information is confidential and not shared with your employer. So you don't need to worry about your employer knowing that Robert went on the website and watched a training on managing personal finances. No one will know that unless, again, you choose to share that with people. So you create your profile here, you click submit, and it's going to send you an email verification code. You'll want to go ahead and log into your email, and then enter that code here into the website and click submit. And once you do that, it's going to transport you to the home page of guidanceresources.com. And this to me is sort of the bread and butter of the self-services that we offer if you prefer to do things here on the website rather than calling in. So we have an assessment, a journey, if you will, that you can take on guidanceresources.com. So if you click this Assess Me button here on the website, it's going to take you through a series of questions that target different pillars. So financial pillars, emotional wellness, legal pillars, mental health pillars. And by going on this journey, it's going to ask you questions that you have to answer. And by the time you finish this journey, the website is going to create a path for you. So for me, for example, I've taken this journey before, and most of my areas are perceived to be pretty strong. So I have strong emotional health, I have strong mental health, but where I personally struggle, I struggle a lot with being, I think, intelligent and making great choices when it comes to my finance. I also am not very smart when it comes to knowing about legal services. And so my personal journey on the website led me to a lot of financial resources and a lot of legal resources. So I encourage you to sign up for the website, take the journey, and find the path that works well for you. It's a customized program that will be built entirely based on how you answer and take your journey. We also have, if that's not your cup of tea, we also have a guide me option, where you can be guided towards specific services. If you're interested in financial services or legal services, you can click through those here in the guide me option, or you can click this button down here that says browse all services, which will take you to another page that has everything broken down for you piece by piece. Again, that child care search, elder care search, on-demand trainings, articles, podcasts, resources, you name it, is all going to be there. I do, again, encourage you to take that journey. It really is an awesome customized step for you to get you the assistance that may be most helpful for you. We also have this Connect Me tab here as well, When you click this Connect Me tab, it's going to bring you to a page that allows you to dial into services or submit questions to ComPsych that you might need answers for, like mental health services, financial and legal services. So I do encourage you, if you haven't used the website yet, to log into the website, create an account, take this really awesome journey, and find the assistance that you need. I also would like to mention that the phone number, of course, is there as well and works, pretty awesomely too. So I want to reiterate a few things before we wrap up, which is, do I need to enroll to utilize this benefit? No. Because you're an active employee, you have access to these services. So there's nothing you need to proactively do. The second thing is, how much does it cost? This is a free benefit, so there's no cost involved in using this benefit. Who can use this program? Now, I want everybody to be all ears here. All active employees and their household family members. So I've repeated a few things now, so I'm going to repeat this as well. Who can use the program? All active employees and their household family members. So if you have a spouse, a partner, a child, a grandparent who lives with you, they can utilize this benefit as well. So any service that I've talked about, the clinical services, the financial services, the legal services, the website, people in your household can use this as well. And it can be very separate from you. So you don't have to call on behalf of your husband. Your husband can call himself to request these services. So you are eligible for this, as well as your household family members. How do I access the program? You call the phone number here, 800-311-4327, or you can visit our website. Again, this is available 24/7, 365. And again, the services are confidential. So the way that I simplify that is, no one will know that you've utilized these services unless you choose to share that with them. Now, of course, I wanted to thank you, obviously, for being a part of this session today, to hear me talk a little bit about how ComPsych and the Guidance Resources Program is your single source for confidential support, expert information, and valuable resources when you need it the most. Here on this slide, I've included our phone number, which will take you to your services. I've included our website and your web ID that you can use to sign up for our website and take that really awesome journey to find out more about the type of assistance you might need. I've included some QR codes here as well in case you'd like to scan them. These QR codes will take you to the app store of your choice to download the Guidance Now app to access our services on your phone. I've also, if you look in the platform today, next to the questions tool, there is a materials tab. If you click that, I've uploaded this PowerPoint here for you. You can download that PowerPoint and have reference to all the awesome benefits I've talked about in our session today. Now, like I said, I want this session to be interactive for you. So if there are any questions that you have, any concerns, any clarifications that you need, go ahead and drop that in the questions tool, and I can answer those questions aloud so everyone can benefit from them. I do see a note here, actually, that just so you're aware, the information is available on the UKG homepage for all employees as well. So that is there. Now I'm going to go ahead and zip my mouth a little bit and allow some questions to come in, but please know that I'm right here. I'm going to wait for questions to come in. So drop whatever you need in the chat. Otherwise, if you are comfortable and you're ready to go and you learned what you think you needed to learn today, you're free to jump off the session. Thank you so much for being here. And I will stay on for a few minutes more to see if any questions come through in real time. Thanks, everybody.